Ever touched a thread and felt it know you, weaving secrets you swore to hide? Welcome to Shadow Watch, where we chase tales that haunt the dark. Tonight, we're in Vicksburg, Mississippi, a city of river scars and buried guilt where threads don't sew. They judge, meet the cursed. Threads of Cedar Grove, weaving at twilight, revealing your secrets. And if they choose you, there's no escape. Stay close, this story's twists will bind you tighter than you know. This is Clara Vaughn, a 30-year-old fashion designer, sharp-driven chasing textures in forgotten fabrics. It's April 2025, and she's in Vicksburg's historic district, a maze of war-torn mansions and ghostly whispers to study ancient textiles in Cedar Grove for a new collection. Locals whisper of the mansion where threads weave and show secrets. Lies, betrayals, sins. Clara rents a room near the grove, air thick with oak and mud, her sketchbook ready, but the city hums low like it's watching her. Her first night. Clara wanders, noting cracked columns and river mist, the air's heavy crickets fading, but a sound starts faint, not wind, like threads humming from the mansion. Her pulse spikes. She's alone, no one's near, but the grove's windows loom, their curtains swaying alive. She steps closer and they weave Clara a whisper, not hers, showing a shadow. Her face pale, confessing bound. Her breath stops, fear raw. In her room she checks her sketches, but the weaving grows, threading words not hers. A secret she never faced, a debt not her own. Clara trusts craft, but this isn't art. She digs online, finding scraps about Eliza Reed, an 1860s seamstress, her threads cursed after a blood oath. Binding secrets, guilt, debts, lies. After her death, the threads stayed weaving for those marked. Clara scoffs, ghost tales sell tours, but her sketchbook's open words scrawled, "You hid, not her pen, about a family sin she never knew, a crime unpaid." Next morning, she asks a local Amos about the grove. His eyes narrow. "Don't stay past twilight, miss, they know you." Clara smirks old myths, but Amos's hands shake like he's seen them weave. She visits the grove, air thick with damp earth. The weaving returns. Clara sharper, threading her name with dread, a secret unclear. Her flashlight dims the threads, trembling, not sewing but showing a battlefield. Old, a woman like her, kneeling, bloodied. The mansion feels alive, watching. The weaving spikes. Clara, then more. You failed. You lied her fears. Raw spilling from the threads. A rustle, sounds not leaves behind her. The weaving chants cold like frost in her veins. Clara bolts her room in sight, but the grove's heavy pulsing. Her thoughts, not hers, looping a woman's cry and oath's echo. Inside, she's panting. Sketchbook, glowing faintly, her name etched in thread alive. Vicksburg hides its curses, but the thread's weave cuts deep. What would you do with a thread that shows your secrets, a debt that names you? Would you touch or run? Clara's about to learn what the cursed threads want, and it's not just a tale. Stay tuned. This story's rising, darker than Vicksburg's deepest scars. Clara's hands tremble, the sketchbook pulsing in her grip, her name etched in thread. You hid, not her hand. The cursed thread's weave hums through the room, spilling secrets of family sin. She never knew, a crime she can't grasp. The air's heavy Vicksburg, pressing in shadows, curling not with oak but intent their whispers, threading her thoughts, sharp, raw. She's crafted designs before, but this isn't fabric. It's a snare, and the threads have her caught. She slams the sketchbook shut, but the weaving grows, chanting Clara through the walls, soft, relentless, naming her dread. Clara dives into records, digging into Eliza Reed, the 1860s seamstress. Her blood oath, Cursed Threads, binding secrets, guilt, betrayals, crimes. A journal hints at Cedar Grove, never cleansed, always calling those with sins. Clara trusts her craft, but the weave burns and the threads aren't myth. They're here. She steps out, flashlight shaking. The city's darker river silent, the grove glowing faintly. The air's thick with mud and ash. The weaving shifts, chanting, Clara, then sharper. You failed. Her fears spill from the threads raw. Her light catches threads floating from the windows, pulsing red like blood in mist. The grove feels alive watching. A rustle sounds not wind but steps deliberate. The weave chants Clara, threading her doubts. You lied, you broke. Small sins heavy burned into her mind. Clara pushes deeper, reckless, needing answers. The weaving grows louder, a chorus, now naming her flaws, her secrets. She reaches the grove's parlor, threads, trembling ash pooling at their base alive. The weave spikes. Clara cold from the fabric. Not the air, shadows move. Not dust, but shapes blurred, their eyes glinting, reflecting her dread. Her shame. Too many Eliza's curse. She kneels, finding a thread etched with names. Eliza's 1860s woven, then others. Clara's fresh wet like blood. Her throat locks. This isn't history, it's a claim. Eliza's threads are her voice, her oath binding Vicksburg souls. The weave chants Clara, promising truth if she stays ruin, if she runs. The shadows curl clearer now, not people but secrets hers, others hungry alive. Clara backs away, flashlight flickering. The parlor shrinks walls, groaning shadows snagging her arms, cold like ash and river mist urging her to stay. She trips sketchbook, falling pages open new words. You're hers, the shadows hiss. Their eyes locking hers, peeling her soul. A crime she didn't know, a lie she dodged. The threads pulse red, and something moves, not light but fabric weaving toward her alive, flaming. She bolts doors, rattling the weave, roaring. Clara threading her name with pain, a secret she buried, a crime she cracked. The grove blurs, parlor, fading shadows gliding, not chasing but waiting. Her room's ahead, door ajar, though she locked it, sketchbook glowing inside her name, boulder woven deep. She slams it shut, panting. The weave fades but lingers in her looping. Her thoughts are no longer hers. Vicksburg hides its snares, but the threads weave cuts deep. What would you do with a secret that knows your heart, a truth that never blinks? Would you touch or run? Clara's caught in the thread's curse and it's not letting go. Stay with us. This story's weaving louder, darker than Vicksburg's oldest graves. Clara's breath catches the room's walls closing in. The sketchbook lies shut, but its glow seeps through her name, pulsing and thread alive. The cursed threads weave lingers not outside, but inside her, threading her thoughts, her fears, a family crime. She never faced a secret she can't escape. Vicksburg's air is thick, not with oak but dread, as if the city itself breathes, watching, waiting. Clara knows fabrics, but this is different. It's not her story, it's theirs. She grabs her recorder, replaying the weave, but it's louder. chanting Clara, then Eliza, threading her name with a scream from centuries past. Her laptop's open old letters of Eliza Reed flickering. A seamstress betrayed her oath, cursing the thread's binding souls. Clara's eyes burn not from dust, but visions unasked a battlefield. A chain, a woman's cry her own. The weave spikes Clara, pulling her mind to the grove, not by choice but force. She resists, but her feet move drawn to Cedar Grove. The night's black stars gone, only threads glowing in the parlor red like blood. The weave's a chorus, now not whispers but voices, naming her fears, her shame, her secrets clear as ice. She reaches the parlor, ash pooling, faster threads trembling. Shadows rise, not blurred but sharp, their forms twisting. Eliza's face eyes hollow. Then Clara's mirrored guilty. The air cracks, and Eliza's. They're not flesh but shadow. Her voice the weave, you're mine. Clara freezes. The parlor shifts, walls bending, threads splitting, pulling her into a memory, not hers but Eliza's. She's in 1860s, Vicksburg, mud underfoot, cannons roaring, blood soaking the earth. Eliza's eyes lock on hers, not accusing, but knowing. Seeing Clara's secrets a crime, she didn't know a truth she hid. The weave chants, you failed, and Clara's back in 2025 gasping. But Eliza's shadow clings her voice in Clara's throat. Cold, stay. Clara fights, clawing at the air, but the shadows press their eyes, her own reflecting every fear, every lie. The parlor's alive threads, weaving etched with names, Eliza's, Clara's, others' centuries of souls bound by guilt. Eliza's shadow whispers, speak your secret or join us. Clara's voice breaks. I don't know her secret raw, a family crime she never faced. The weave softens, but the shadows tighten their forms, shifting. Not just Eliza, but others' faces of Vicksburg, eyes glinting, hungry for her truth. She stumbles, threads, snapping ash, burning red, branding her skin. Eliza's shadow looms her voice, the fabric truth binds, lies burn. Clara's mind fractures. Seeing her past, a family name, tainted a crime, dodged for safety. The weave roars. Clara and the parlor pulses, dragging her deeper, not into threads but memory. Her fears replayed endless. She screams, but the shadows drink it, their forms clearer. Her face among them twisted hers. Clara collapses. Sketchbook falling pages, open words scrawled. You're us. The shadows chant, not in anger but hunger. Their eyes peeling her soul, her guilt, her core. The parlor shakes, threads splitting, Eliza's shadow merging with Clara's, her voice hers. Stay or burn. Vicksburg's curse isn't history, it's alive, and Clara is its claim. What would you do with a secret that traps you, a truth that names you? Would you speak or fade? Clara's sinking into the thread's grip, and Vicksburg's walls are closing. Stay with us. This story's not done darker than the river's own heart. Clara's on her knees, the parlor's pulse deafening her breath. Ragged, the cursed threads circle their forms. Eliza's hers. Vicksburg's lost blurring into one eye's glinting, naming her fears. The sketchbook's open. You're us, etched in thread, ash dripping like blood. The weave's not outside, but in her bones. Eliza's voice, speak or burn. Clara's mind splits her past her guilt, a family's face fading her fault. Vicksburg's curse isn't folklore, it's her. She grips the floor, threads weaving ash, scorching her palms, the shadows chant. Clara, their voices her own, looping her failures, a lie she hid, a crime she dodged. Eliza's shadow looms, not separate, but part of her whispering. Truth frees. Clara's voice cracks. I carry it her secret, spilling raw. A family crime she never knew, a debt she inherited. The weave falters, shadows pausing, but the parlor tightens, walls groaning, claiming. Clara stands shaky sketchbook, glowing words shifting break or bind. She digs into Eliza's history, a scrap in her mind. A ritual, blood for blood, truth for truth. The shadows hiss their forms clearer, faces of Vicksburg's damned eyes hungry. Clara cuts her palm, blood dripping, mixing with ash threads, flaring red then white. The weave screams. Clara not in hunger but pain. Eliza's shadow, fracturing her face. Hers then gone. The parlor shakes threads, snapping shadows, dissolving their eyes, fading, not gone, but weakened. Clara runs sketchbook, clutched ash dimming her name erased. The grove blurs, Vicksburg streets ahead, but the weave lingers soft in her blood, whispering. Clara not a claim, but a warning. Her room's dark door locked, sketchbook blank, but her reflection, her eyes not hers, glint red, Eliza's. She packs heart pounding, Vicksburg's air, heavy watching. The weaves faint, but the shadows wait, not in the grove but her. Clara drives highway stretching, dawn breaking, but the sketchbook glows a single word. Stay. She gasps, swerving her reflection, shifting Eliza's smile hers. The weave returns soft. Truth binds Clara's free but not whole. Vicksburg's curse clings alive in her. What would you do with a secret that follows a truth that haunts? Would you run or face it? Clara's out of Vicksburg, but the thread's weave never fades. If your heart's racing, smash that like share your fears below. Would you face the threads? Subscribe to Shadow Watch. Hit the bell for more tales that chill your nights. Next time we're diving darker, unless you're too scared to hear.